So what's better, taking a private lesson, a one-on-one session with a coach, either on the court or through video analysis, or taking a group lesson? But before I answer this question, I need to tell you about my history as a coach, that I have not given one single group lesson for the last 10 years, and there's a reason for that. I don't believe that you can make technical improvements as effectively in a group lesson as you can in a private lesson. See, the most satisfying thing about what I do for a living is seeing my students improve. And in my experience, it is very difficult to improve in a group setting. It is much more effective when you have a one-on-one situation with a coach and a student, because here's the thing. If you are coaching a group session and you have 4 people or more on the court, you're going to be forced to throw out general tips. It's going to be hard to give each one of those students a lot of individual attention. So the tips are going to have to be general in nature, and unfortunately you're not going to get deep into the technique and make fundamental changes on a player in a group lesson setting. On the other hand, in a private lesson, you can really go deep into the technical details of a stroke. You can identify the problems of a player, and you can spend a lot of time thinking about what progressions to use to correct this problem. This is just something that's not going to work in a group setting, because in a group setting you want to give each student an even amount of time. So you're going to have to keep the frequency of the drills fast so players are not waiting in line too long, and you don't have to care about any of that in a private lesson. So for that reason, I have stopped giving group lessons many years ago, and I don't plan to ever give group lessons again. But here's the important questions. What about you? Should you be taking privates or group lessons? And my answer might surprise you. I tell all my students that they should definitely take group lessons. I'm sure if you watch some of my Anna videos, I always encourage her to go to the clinics, and here's the reason why. And number one, it's going to be tough for a lot of people to take a lot of private lessons. Some people might not be able to afford more than 1 a week or even less than that, but I want my students to be able to play tennis as often as possible. So group lessons are widely available across the country, across the globe, and they're also more inexpensive. So I definitely encourage my students to take group lessons for that reason. But there's another reason where group lessons can be very effective as well. First of all, if they're run really well by a qualified coach, they can be a great workout. It can also be a great tool to build your muscle memory. If you already have strokes that are developed, you're going to be hitting a lot of balls, and this is a good thing, and this can be easily done in a group lesson. And in my opinion, the most important reason why players should take group lessons, and why I encourage all my players to take group lessons, is the social aspect. See, if you're taking privates with a coach, you're not going to be exposed to a lot of people. In a group lesson, you're going to be able to meet people, possibly set up match play, or join a team. So while I don't teach group lessons, I highly encourage everyone to take group lessons. However, here's the caveat that you have to understand. If you have technical deficiencies on your stroke, you're going to have a very hard time fixing those in a group lesson. The best way to improve your technique and to make changes is in a one-on-one situation with a coach.